do a little bit of Q&A here. So let's answer a few questions, and then from here we'll start talking about, you can share your screen, Leonard, in a little bit and show us your best practices here. But, question number one, how long does it take to set up my team roles for all of my clients? Well, I showed earlier, takes a couple of seconds to just create those roles. But if you're going to import them for everybody, it'll take a few minutes on an Excel sheet, creating a CSV file and kind of assigning, if you have 1,000 clients or if you have 100 clients, it just would depend on that specific number that you need to sit and assign. That's pretty much it. I always determine how long something's going to take like this according to the number of clients that you have. So, even just setting up that CSV file, I've had clients take a whole month to set up a CSV file because they have, I don't know, 3,000 clients. I've had clients that in one day have a CSV file because they only have 60 clients. So
Well,
it just depends.
if they have one manager, they can just easily put manager down the side. They have one
Yes.
admin, but if they have 3 admins, 5 preparers, 3 managers, you got to figure out for each client which name needs to go there. That will take longer.
Yes, exactly. So
For myself, it's going to be fairly quick because I only have 2 names I have to deal with. But if you've got 5 or 6 people and you have to determine, okay, well, who looks after this client? It might take a little bit longer then.
yes, exactly. Exactly. All right. So next question, if there are multiple people set as roles for a client, will they get assigned to the task for that client? Yes. Earlier, I showed you that there can be 2 team members assigned as reviewers, for example. And maybe I only do that for certain accounts because I need that triple check of that final review, and I need a second person. So if I add 2 people as a reviewer for an account and I assign something, those 2 will get assigned that same task. And it's just a matter of determining if that's something that you want to do. I always suggest only have 1 task per person in the team because it can get confusing. If I create a task for me and Leonard, that task can say something like bring donuts to the office, right? Who's going to do it? Is it me or Leonard? I
Or
don't
we get
know.
twice as many.
Yeah, exactly. Or both of us are going to bring them. So if I just, remove my name and make sure that it always goes to Leonard, he's the one that's going to bring donuts, or he's the one that's going to review on stage 8 every single time, then my suggestion is to keep just 1 person to do that. But otherwise, just know that 2 people can get assigned the same task. You just need to determine who's the one that needs to complete it. Is it better to use job statuses instead of having separate stages where I can place my clients until I can move them ahead in the process? So yeah, that's something that, we talked about earlier. Job statuses can definitely help you get rid of certain stages that you might not need. Maybe you do need them after all, and you only need the job statuses to highlight something different in the process of your pipeline, right? It can be something completely different in a payrolling pipeline. The statuses can be completely different from a tax return pipeline. So, like I mentioned, be creative because they don't have to necessarily just be a missing info. They don't have to be an extension or things like that. It can be many, many different things. Remember, TaxDome is just a big template so that you can utilize its features to best fit your needs as a business, right? Which is a really neat thing that you can do with TaxDome. The best way to integrate the time budgeting feature into invoicing. Remember, if you create a time sequence in which, today I wanted to record that I spent 2 hours on something, and then tomorrow with the same client, I spend maybe 30 minutes. And then on, Monday, I'm going to spend, I don't know, another hour. Um, those three time entries, you can select them and directly bill your client. If you work that way, I know Leonard, you mentioned that you bill like as a one-time fee, not
Yeah,
necessarily with that, but if you do happen to be like charging for by hour for certain services, um, it's going to be really nice to just say, yeah, all of these time entries, I'm just going to bill them. That's how I bill my clients, and that's how I do business,
for sure.
this certain feature. So it's really easy to do. You will go to billing. It's called a WIP, work in progress.
Mhm.
All of your time entries will be grouped together, and then there's literally a button that says